These are my key takeaways and whatnots. After finishing version 3.1 main story quest, Aleph 1 might be the first Threnodian. This is just based on the fact that this Threnodian was foreign from Solaris. And unlike the other Threnodians who manifested themselves to existence through lament, Aleph 1 existed even before the occurrence of the etheric sea. Also, the thing has number 1 on its name. He must be first on something, right? Aemeath's missing soul is gonna be the overarching plot device that will drive the remaining story for Lahairoi, since the version finale will possibly involve defeating Aleph 1. That, in theory, will release Aemeath's soul from the void space, or wherever she might be right now. There might be more regions without sentinels. The Exostrider failed to transport all the sentinels in Solaris. That's why in Lahairoi, they only have the Exostrider. Will there be another Exostrider in another region? Probably not, though they might have something equivalent to an Exostrider if they happen to not have a sentinel. But this is too far into the future. Sigillum can't be just a short-lived character, right? Something tells me he'll be back. And if he does, the Fractsidus will come for him. A corrupted being born from the Arbiter's frequency. Say less, the Architect probably. Tinfoil hat theory. Rover's reason to wipe his memories might be to forget his roots. To stop himself from longing for his homeland. Too extreme. I agree. So instead of saying, this is the only reason for the memory wipe, let's say this is just one of the many reasons why he pushed the reset button. And to support this claim, in the 3.1 quest, Sigillum repeatedly said, "Go home." Although influenced by Aemeath's worries and fears, remember, Sigillum is born from the past Rover's frequency. This implies the past Rover's desire to go back home. To add to that, Luuk and Aemeath both noticed that the Rover now is lighter than his past self, which is just a natural cause of his lack of memories of the past. Quite frankly, let's be honest, there's still a lot that Rover can't remember. Hence, why the Rover of the present appears to be happier and a bit relaxed. But who's to say he'll not revert back to feeling down and heavy once he gains those lost memories? Story review. The ending of this story quest reminded me of Guilty Crown's ending. Aemeath and Inori sacrificed for their loved one, while Rover and Shu both out here saved by the girls. Amazing. Good work, you pieces of... Anyways, it is what it is. I'm quite surprised the devs decided to took this route. Wuthering Waves have been a plot-driven story, but slowly and surely, it is switching to a character-driven story. The more we know about the Rover's flaws and desires, the more it adds weight on every decision the Rover makes, and in turn, will add complexity and depth to the character of Rover. That'll have the same effect to the story, since we're experiencing it through the perspective of the Rover. Holy yappers! Insane. Just want to add some gotcha brain rots. Overall, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. This quest provided some context not just for what is happening in Lahai Roy, but also for the overall lore of the story. The gameplay mechanics were fun, especially those parts where the game turns to a 2D platformer. There's also a lot of cutscenes, always a treat, showing the important moments in animated form. The collab. The Cyberpunk Edgerunners collab is just around the corner. I am a fan of the anime series, and I can't help myself but notice the concept of Strider Gate as a means of traveling outside and back to Solaris might be what the collab characters will use to appear in Solaris. In terms of my expectations of the collab story quest, I high-key want it to be integrated inside the main storyline of wuwa and not be a separate narrative that will have little to no influence on the main story. But maybe that's just how it is with these collabs. Oh well. If you are still here, please leave a like. Also, comment down below. Thanks for watching.